Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Omar, and this is my first ever playthrough of Honkai Star Rail. And we're going to find Aunt Jessie under the recommendation of March 7th, who we would trust with her life as well. And look at this pub over here. You guys know I love interiors. I love seeing different locations and how they design them, and this is so pretty. And again, like, it's like a makeshift kind of area, right? It is kind of one of those things where they have created a whole like life for themselves down here. There's a drummer over here. Do you drum often? Harmony doesn't understand rock and roll at all. Wait, is there a thing like where the above does a lot of rock and roll and like, no, sorry, the above does like a lot of like jazz and like ballads, but below it's like more rock and roll? That'd be very interesting. Hello, Aunt Jessie.
Evening, Jessie. Is it evening?
Good question. Honestly, good question, because it seems like it's evening a lot of times here.
Welcome, Miss March. Who might these be?
These two are my friends. As
Dear
for the
Lord.
man lying on the ground, he's a scaredy cat who fainted from fright.
Oh my god, the Pepeshi. Can I just say as well, though, like, the fact that it doesn't surprise me that, like, in the time that March has been here, she already has, like, people talking to her as if they're, like, you know, like, that's, like, sitcom, like, you know, surrogate daughter, you know? Hey, March, how's it going, you know? Like, already.
I see. Another poor guy who accidentally ended up here. I'll take care of him.
But how can you know, not treat March 7th with respect and love?
There have been a lot of new faces lately. Things must be tough in the beautiful dream. The few remaining havens of freedom in Asdana will soon face trouble.
Do such things often happen here?
Not really, but they're becoming more frequent now. Guess it's one of the signs of the Sweet Dreams collapse.
And it's interesting, like, they're so openly talking about the idea of a Sweet Dream collapse, right? Like, that's so interesting, because of course above, like, they don't have that. It's all about the Sweet Dream.
This man has had quite the shock. Could you help me find a Halovian lady, March? Her songs can heal mental wounds.
Wait, really?
A Halovian lady?
There's a song that can heal wounds? Like, mental wounds?
That must be Robin. She's
Oh my god.
also here in Dreamflux Reef.
Oh my god.
Huh? Robin? But I thought she... Oh, right.
Yeah.
If Firefly is here safe and sound, then it means Robin must be okay too.
Right, and that's a good assertion to make. And like, for me personally, like, the reason why I think I didn't make the connection right away, and I didn't make the connection right away, is because I'm still new to penacony, you know what I mean? And also, like, there's so many different rules and different types of things going on here that, like, you'd never know if they would have been like, oh yeah, but Robin's death was actually a death, Firefly's death wasn't a death, Sunday's death was actually, you know what I mean? Like, they'd, like, do it that way. So I was kind of like, you know, I didn't even, like, register with me, like, that Robin might be, like, alive, because there's so much, a big part of the story was her being dead. And I guess a big part of the story was Firefly being dead too, but now, like, obviously we realize that they're here instead. But I do love, like, March making this, you know, assumption. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, like, you know, yeah, that makes sense. Like, if they're alive, then then you know, they must be alive too. We did obviously make the connection with Sunday as well, but like, I guess I just did, because I saw Sunday have the bubbles fly out of him, and then I saw the Memoria. I saw Firefly have Memoria like shoot out as well, but with Robin, we saw a gigantic stab wound, and then she kind of, like, you know, floated in the sky with Memoria as well, but it felt different at the time, I guess.
Misha is about to take us to her to find out what happened.
Oh my god!
But before that, let's meet up with Himiko. You were with her earlier, right?
We met some stowaways in the residential area. Most of them came from neighboring star systems. I heard that places like Dreamflux Reef are scattered throughout the memory zone of Asdana, like islands in the ocean. They existed before the family arrived.
Okay.
I also heard that when Dreamflux Reef took shape, it was the center of all dreamscapes in penacony.
Yes,
This is the
that's
center.
true. It's no wonder there are so many similarities between this place and the Sweet Dream.
Okay, yeah.
Himiko must be gathering information. Let's hurry up and get going.
No problem. So yeah, like, Robin can heal people's mental wounds. And like, honestly though, like, the vibe I get from her music, especially that song, if I can stop one heart from breaking, is that the name of the song? That could heal me. I'll tell you that much. That could definitely heal me. But I'm very excited to be Robin. I really am. And I think that, like, it's one of those things that now with Robin and Firefly both being alive, I think I'll reiterate what I said about Firefly last time, which is that it makes so much sense because Firefly, and Firefly has so much left to offer the story as well, by the way. There was a chest here, but like I forgot to click start in the video, so I went down and got this chest and then came back around. That's why I already knew what the bar looked like as well. You know what I mean? I was just like, hey, look at this bar, you know? But yeah, just to let you guys know. Like, I feel like, you know, it's one of those situations where like they've you know that expression, you know, you can't have your cake and eat it too. I think Honkai Star Rail like is really good at having their cake and eating it too. They got to have like emotional moments with the Firefly death. They got to have like this traumatic experience that everyone was that like, you know, we were having, not traumatic, but like for us, but like this whole situation with the Robin death. And then they got to have this whole story of like, what would life be like without Robin? You know, what would they do without Robin? What are they gonna do with the Charmony Festival? You know, what's Sunday gonna do without his sister? All this stuff. And us as well, we met this girl named Firefly. She's so sweet, she's so nice. We got all these emotions, and now they're doing something that I think is right as well, which is doing what they should, which is that Robin and Firefly have so much to offer the story. They do. And so they got to have this idea that they were gone for a bit, and they added that to the story, and that was adding to the story. And now we get to have them here, which again, they have, I truly believe they have so much to offer the story as well. They have so much to offer the story. Legitimately so. Oh my god, this place is so pretty, isn't it? It really is. Where are we going now? Oh, I went the opposite way, yeah. But yeah, like, I truly believe that they did a fantastic job with the writing in a way that they allowed us to feel the emotions of losing Firefly, to feel the despair that Sunday and everyone had of losing Robin, and the idea of like, what would happen if you lost Robin was there, and there's Hibik over there. I can see that beautiful red hair from a mile away. But then we also get to have Robin and Firefly in the story. Like, it legit is like, just say, they got their cake at the attitude.
She can't be too far away.
She's right over here. Love Himiko's design as always.
So that's how it is.
Look at this guy.
I never imagined we'd gather the remaining details here.
It's always interesting when we see like a fully designed NPC. Micah?
To borrow Gallagher's catchphrase, what an unpredictable twist of fate.
See, when Gallagher says it, it's probably gonna sound sleazy, you know.
Himiko, here they are.
Oh, perfect timing.
With
Now that
Misha?
everyone's here, I'd like to introduce everyone to Micah, who's partly in charge of the Land of the Exiles. Micah, these are my companions.
Big shoulders. Big jacket. He actually like puts bricks in his shoulder, in his jacket to make his shoulders look bigger. Which, you know what? You do what you need to do.
It's a pleasure to meet the Nameless.
You know us?
I've been keeping an eye on you since the day you arrived in Penacony.
Oh, wow.
We would have met under more appropriate circumstances if Dreamflux Reef hadn't been isolated from the 12 dreamscapes.
So yeah, like, I guess he's saying that if this place was, like, accessible.
Please, allow me to formally introduce myself. I'm Micah, the Gravekeeper of Dreamflux Reef.
Gravekeeper?
Gravekeeper?
Yeah, me too, March. Me too.
Life in Dreamflux Reef is pretty liberating. Everyone here mostly keeps to themselves, without meddling in others' affairs.
Okay.
My daily task involves cleaning a few tombstones.
So you're legitimately a gravekeeper. I thought it was gonna be something like more spiritual.
You're too modest, Micah. When lost dream chasers stumble upon this place, you're the one who takes care of them, guiding them back to the sweet dream, or showing them how to survive the wild dream chaos.
Oh, so maybe that he helped out Robin and Firefly maybe at some point? So it is like a lot more than just cleaning gravestones.
So, guardian of sorts. Were you talking to me, Mr. Yang? On that note, Mr. Micah, which
Wait, what?
tombstones are you referring to? We didn't come across any graveyard when we arrived.
Yeah, so that was probably a reference to something. 100%, That was probably a big reference.
They're actually just symbolic stones. But since you're curious, Mr. Yang, I'll take you there. I have a feeling you might find something of interest there.
Okay.
But before that, you have an important guest joining you.
Is it Robin? Is it Robin?
An important guest? Who could it be?
I am so
This way, please.
excited.
The roads here in Dreamflux Reef are a bit run down, so watch your step.
I am... If it actually is Robin, like... That's gonna be so fun. It really is. Robin is a character who, like, genuinely is the character that, like, out of all the characters, I think, like, you know, when you're talking about saving up on a banner, like, if Robin ever shows up in the banner again, that's who I want to wish on for sure. I think Robin would be a perfect one. I think, like, also, I want to always go with, like, a character who, like, I find extremely fun, right? And Robin is, like, extremely fun, so she'd be, like, top of the list, right? There's other ones as well, but, like, she'd be definitely top of the list of a character I'd like to wish on, for sure. Who are we meeting up with now? It could be Robin. It could be Robin, and I'm just, like, hoping it is, because I cannot wait to be Robin. Oh! Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. There she is. Oh my god. Oh my god. What a build up as well to this as well. You know, thinking she was dead, thinking that, like, you know, again, the representation of hope and dreams and all of Penacony was dead. There she is.
It really is her. Miss Robin.
Oh my god, March's voice. Oh my god, oh my god. Oh, she's so excited.
Everyone sang so wonderfully. It's not often that I tried this music style, but I've gained some valuable insights from it.
Also, like, she was singing with the kids. Of course she was. Absolute sweetheart.
Oh, I can't thank you enough, Robin. Well, these kids have made incredible progress in only a few days.
Oh my god, is she teaching them to sing?
It was nothing, Grace.
Oh my god.
I merely taught
Look
them
at
how
her.
to sing. It was you who brought hope into their lives.
And it wasn't to say, like, we already saw, like, we know how amazing her design is, but, like we already saw her with, like, sparkle and stuff, I guess, a few times. Like, we've seen her before, right? But there's something different now, knowing after she's basically, like, in our mind, come back from the dead. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's happening right now. But we did see her with the sparkle thing in the last episode as well, but it felt different, right? It felt so different. Like, even the way she, like, presents herself here is going to be different. It's her.
Life must be quite difficult for them in reality, I imagine.
And of course, she's been so concerned about these kids as well.
That's right.
Whenever it's time to say goodbye to these kids, they're reluctant to leave. But I've explored every corner of Dreamflux Reef, talked to everyone I met, and they all told me the same thing. This shattered dream is not worth clinging to.
Wait, so, like, the dream, like, are they talking about actually Penacony itself or the Dreamflux Reef?
It seems you truly are a child of the Harmony.
Yeah, a representation of what is good with the Harmony, I would say, you know?
Emma and Andy are orphans I took under my wing. Carol there, with her blind eyes, used to work at a nutrition center in the outer ring of Penacony.
What?
And as for Gary, he's been living with autism since he was a child.
Okay.
They're not old enough to enter the sweet dream managed by the family.
So this is, so they're talking about here when they said they were talking about the shadow dream. They're saying this isn't worth clinging on to. But she's saying here is that, like, they're not old enough to enter the dream yet, maybe because they don't have anyone taking care of them, and they're orphans as well. She said Gary has autism. Carol has blind eyes. Emma and Andy are orphans. So not all of them are orphans, but, like, and Emma and Andy are orphans. Okay.
If we compare people to birds, these kids are like fledglings with impaired wings. But in this dream, well, they can fly freely. Even if they stumble along the way, well, they're still relying on their own strength.
Wow.
And me, an old lady with no legs. Well, without this dream, I couldn't even walk toward them.
I'm right in saying this then. It seems that, like, the dream props you up but doesn't erase who you are. Right? Because we saw that with Firefly. Firefly still has all those emotions, those feelings, but then she doesn't have to worry about, like, I guess, fading away while she's as Firefly. This lady's saying she can walk. They said, like, you know, Gary had autism, and yeah, like, the thing is, like, you know, there's different, everyone with autism is different. No one person is, you know, the same, and everyone has had to move forward with autism, like, in different ways. And I think one of those things as well that, like, you know, first of all, like, you know, goes without saying, anyone with autism, like, deserves and should live a happy life. You know what I mean? It's not life, not even nearly over. You know what I mean? The people who treat it as, like, this, like, terrible thing are absolutely, like, stupid. You know, it's just something else about a person. You know what I mean? And it people, you know, have autism in different ways, and people have differences in different ways that like it's one of those things where it's like it's just another part of you, you know. It is. But like I think in this way what they're saying is like it doesn't erase who you are. It more props you up and gives you the guidance that you could need in a way to like let you quote unquote fly without the erasure of your feelings or of what you are, who you are. Because I think one of those things as well, we saw that thing with like she's saying she's able to walk here. Firefly is able to like, you know, be grounded and be Firefly for more often in the dream. And in this case, it's like one of those situations where like it probably means that in most cases, these kids aren't getting help or guidance outside of the dreamscape, which means only here they're given the chance to live a life, which is very sad, by the way. This is like why this is like a very cute thing that they're all getting to live this lovely life and stuff like as well. I'm happy for them. It's also the situation where like in their situations, whether it be orphan, someone who is has their sight impaired, someone who has autism, you know what I mean? All different situations by a mile. But like they all deserve to live a happy life outside of the dream as well, and could with guidance and could with like people, you know, supporting them and helping them understand their situation and, you know, helping them out, or whether it be like with adoption in some cases as well, or like, you know stuff like that. Like, but it seems like the dream is like, and that's why I think the dream is kind of like sometimes a bit crazy to me, and also like you understand why people got so caught up in it, because whilst it's like this situation where the dream is scary, that people are kind of like living their lives here and they're kind of like not wanting to do anything else, it also like puts a band-aid on situations that like, you know, that first of all sometimes just like require, I guess, like I said, some guidance, some help in that situation and stuff like that, and like understanding and helping those people understand like, hey, this is what's happening with you, this is how we're gonna move forward, you know what I mean? And this is, you know, how you live your life. But like it's clear that the dream has become like a band-aid for those things rather than like fixing any like problems that with the system outside of the dream, it seems, to help people move forward with their lives, if that makes sense. And that's why it's like, yes, it's scary in that sense because it keeps people like, you know, without, like, it's one of those things where it's like, why do we have to like put funding into this because we have the dream? Whereas the other hand as well, it's like I understand why like people like desperately would want to be in the dream, because without any like proper guidance or help outside of the dream, it's one of those situations where like here I do actually like get to stand on my own 2 feet. Here I'm actually have that, like I don't even need guidance. I'm just like going about my daily life, you know?
I'm glad that you found a new life here in Penacony. It's just...
Don't worry, Robin. Dreams have their significance, but they aren't everything. Both the children and I understand this. No matter how long we fly through this dream,
right,
we will one day return to reality.
And that's heartbreaking as well. That's what I'm saying. It's like it is a band-aid. It is a band-aid. I'm not saying, again, like I said, I'm not saying like these situations can't be like helped. And I use the word guidance because, like, you know, it's like it's not like their lives are even nearly over. You know what I mean? Like with their situations at all, it's nearly over. But it's one of those situations where it's like. I'd love for there to be like a situation where they're able to fly outside of the dream as well, and there is a way for, and I'm using fly as a figurative way of speaking, right? It is like I'd love for there to be a way outside of the dream for these people to also fly. And I'm sure there are different regions and different planets, 100%. But it seems here there's not that here outside of the dream.
But you know what? Emma and Gary aren't plagued by their insecurities anymore.
Okay.
No, and Carol is learning how to cope with her blindness. And Andy is livelier than ever. Well, even I've become more optimistic.
Okay. I mean, like, honestly, like it's again, I also see that idea as well, where like it gives people a bit, a bit more confidence. Like, you know, again, if you weren't given the chance to live your life in like any normal fashion for a while, and you were treated differently, and you were looked down upon maybe in some cases, this chance to kind of like, you know, live a life for a while that is more comfortable can definitely give you some confidence.
You see, in dreams, we learn how to live. Once we return to reality, we learn how to survive.
Oh my god, but it shouldn't just be about survival. You know, you should have people, you know, giving you guidance or adoption or medical advice or, you know, emotional guidance. Like, you really should. It shouldn't be just survival.
And should our feathers be damaged,
then we share our wings with one another.
Oh my god, that's actually a very beautiful sentiment from Robin.
There's no need to covet an illusory sky in dreams, because we have the right and the ability to fly towards a broader horizon.
Yes, yes, yes. I think what she's saying here is like, we don't need to look towards this like fake sky. We have the right and ability, yes, to move towards something beautiful.
It's a
Love that.
relief to see you safe and sound, Miss Robin.
Robin, it's amazing to see you with this fancy dress. It's so different. Even like the energy is different from when she was Sparkle. It's like, it's so different when Sparkle was
It's
her.
nice to see you all again, Astral Express crew. I heard my disappearance caused quite the commotion out there. I'm really sorry.
A full investigation, actually, Robin.
Since you're here, can we assume that you're fully aware of the situation in Penacony?
That might speed things up if she is.
Ever since I returned to Penacony, my voice started to change, until it gradually faded away.
Mute.
At first, I thought it was a temporary ailment, perhaps due to having been away too long. I thought maybe it just takes some time for my body to acclimate to the high concentration of Memoria and Asdana.
Right.
But now it seems the root of the problem goes way beyond me. There are elements around me that don't align with the harmony. Losing my voice is just one of the signs of the sweet dream's collapse.
Again, she expresses it in such a way that's personal to her, but also is easy to understand. It's like, we know the harmony is kind of corrupted, and like if that's, you know, something that's surrounding her, and she can tell it's corrupted. And it's just, yeah, one of the larger signs of what's happening in Penacony.
The sweet dream's collapse. That memo keeper mentioned the same thing. So it's
Yeah,
real.
Black Swan was the first person to kind of say this to us.
While I was away from Penacony, the boundaries of the 12 dreamscapes kept expanding outward. But whenever I mentioned the anomalies in the dream, all the family heads refused to talk about it.
Expected.
Only my brother was willing to respond.
Yeah, no, 100% expected. They are covering up as much as they can to try and keep that appearance of Penacony pristine.
Later, I discovered the secret letters from the IPC ambassador.
Whoa.
Which further convinced me that there are hidden secrets beneath the surface of Penacony.
So, Aventurine.
So, following the clues in the Oak family's dossiers, I found my way here.
Wow, so she wanted to find her way here as well. Wait, so like, it's interesting as well, like with the Aventurine stuff, that is just like, Aventurine was the one who found her body, right? And it makes sense that she was also sitting in a dream pool when this happened, I suppose, because then it makes sense that she was maybe trying to get there. You know what I mean? She definitely was trying to get there. But yeah, she found letters from Aventurine and made her way here.
The land of the exiles, concealed by the family under the guise of death. A dream within a dream, where Penacony's past is buried.
So this is like, yeah, it's like almost like New York. It's like under the dream, another dream under the dream. I can tell this is going to be so interesting.
Hearing you speak, it sounds as if your voice has made somewhat of a recovery.
You sound good.
I hate to admit it, but the harmony in this place resonates more broadly than within the sweet dream.
Interesting that March also said that this place feels like more like the dream than the actual dreamscape as well.
It's regrettable, but the family has experienced betrayal. The traitor, or traitors, abandoned their original principles and, using the name of harmony, exploited people's weaknesses to turn Penacony into the planet of festivities, trapping everyone in the illusion of the sweet dream.
Wait, so she's saying this is like it's trap now, right? Because it's one of those things that like for the while it's like, oh yeah, this is beautiful. And Robin was, again, not by any like fault of her own. She was the representation of that trap. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my god, everything's beautiful. Robin's here. Look at Robin singing. You know, look at all the posters of Robin. You know, but yeah, it is like, again, like, I guess if you're talking about exploiting people's weaknesses, I guess people's like fears, right, of the future, people's fears of things going wrong. But there's a traitor amongst the family. We know this as well. Aventurine kind of figured this out as well. A lot of people figured this out as well. You know, not just Aventurine. But I feel like Aventurine was like, you know, one of the people that was on the forefront of that as well. Yeah, trapping everyone though in the sweet dream too. Trapping everyone.
This is not the strong defending the weak, but rather the strong exploiting the weak. A world without equality won't ever be favored by the harmony. And naturally, those voices blessed by them have lost the ability to sing.
Oh, so the harmony, since it's being corrupted, by the strong exploiting the weak within this dreamscape. It's not protecting the weak, it's exploiting the weak. They've taken back their gift, basically. They've said, no, you're not singing.
Could there be another force influencing the family's shift in philosophy, Miss Robin? Considering what happened with Acheron, it's difficult to conceive of another entity within the realm of the harmony capable of influencing everyone. Unless a power surpassing that of an emanator is involved.
And we already know how powerful emanators are, you know what I mean? Like, we already know that as well.
I'd heard about what happened to the Cienjo Alliance. But as far as I'm aware, the family hasn't faced
I know what
any
they're
such
talking about.
external interventions. Who knows? Perhaps I've just been away too long and missed something.
They're talking about Fantilia, right? The idea of Fantilia. Of what Fantilia did in the Xian show.
Regardless, I cannot accept my home is moving towards the very opposite of what the harmony represents, while still claiming to uphold it.
Oh my god, look at this sweetheart. I love the 3 dots as well in her eye. But yeah, like I love that she has like everything right with the harmony, right? Whatever, you know, I feel like it happens a lot in Honkai Star Rail, where there's like right and wrongs when it comes to every single faction. And like I feel like some characters do represent the rights and the wrongs of those factions sometimes too. And I feel like in terms of the harmony, like she definitely does represent like the good parts of the harmony for me.
I must uncover the reason why Mikhail cut ties with the family.
Yes.
And who exactly it was who betrayed us all.
Well, you know Gallagher betrayed Sunday.
Do you remember our arrangement, Mr. Micah? Well, here's my answer.
Yeah?
I've decided to forgo my role and never step foot on
Whoa.
the Harmony Festival stage again.
Whoa! In any other context, that's just like someone saying, I'm not performing on stage today, right? That Charmony Festival and Robin's performances, again, like I said, like a representation of like the dream itself. It's like the grand, like, not the finale, but the grand, like, the climax of the dream. You know what I mean? That's a huge deal. 11 system hours on the Charmony Festival. Okay, so it's 11 hours left.
Look here, brother. A little bird.
Oh my god, we're gonna have baby Robin?
Looks like a fledgling Charmony
Oh my
dove.
god, and baby Sunday voice as well. That is a beautiful bird.
But Charmony doves don't live here. So how did this little bird get here? Maybe its parents abandoned it?
It looks weak and frail. Why don't we find something soft and make a nest for it?
Of course, Robin wants to take care of this bird.
This place is too dangerous for a fledgling.
Oh my god.
Let's take it with us. We can put it on the wooden shelf in front of your window.
I think what they're showcasing here as well is that, like, you know, like, already, like, that they were sweethearts as children. And I'm not saying that, like, Robin's not a sweetheart now, and Sunday's not, like, a good person now as well. But it's showcasing that, like, they were pretty adorable and sweet.
Okay. A bird like that must have a beautiful
Beautiful music.
voice. But where will it live?
I'll ask the family head to build a cage for it.
And he's, like, so supportive of Sunday as well, which we know that, like, of Robin, and we know canonically, like, he is. We know that, her, like, she said her favorite performances were performing for Sunday, you know?
A cage? But then it won't have the freedom to fly.
Oh, no. Oh, no. This is already a good analogy for a few things in penacony, right?
Let's see. What is it that has captured the attention of the 2 best interpreters of the Great One? To the point that they've forgotten how to enjoy their dessert.
The 2 best interpreters?
Oh, poor little thing. Doesn't look like it's doing well. Do you want to rescue it?
It says kind voice. To me, it sounds sinister as heck. Like, oh dear. It's like, Honkai Star Rail, oh, it's a kind voice. Oh dear.
I do. But I don't want to lock it up in a cage.
There's definitely an analogy for penacony here. 100%.
Why?
100%.
Even if it's small and not fully feathered and can't sing, It didn't come into this world just to be
No,
locked up in
my
a cage.
God, this cat small feathered can't sing. It didn't come into the world just to be locked in a cage. And once again, this idea of like, you know, in penacony, wanting people to fly, feeling that penacony is a trap, is a cage. It's exploiting people. And Robin said herself, like, no, she at the moment can't sing, but that doesn't mean that she should be locked up in a cage. Doesn't mean she should be trapped. Doesn't mean those kids, just because those kids are perceived as different, doesn't mean they should be trapped in a cage. You know what I mean? Oh my God.
Birds belong to the sky.
Oh my God. What an analogy for this as well. What a like a symbol, honestly. A bird. You know, some of the most freeing creatures you could ever see in your life.
That's quite the romantic idea. And what about you, a young scholar? Do you agree with your sister?
I think she's right. But if we leave it out in the wild, it won't survive for more than a few days.
This is usually true, especially with hurt birds. It's usually like you know, the end, right?
Ah, I see. It seems our little scholar is still a bit unsure. Well, let me tell you youngsters a story. As you probably know, Charmony doves can fly through the air. When they fly really high, the friction caused by the flapping of their feathers against the atmosphere creates amazing lights, so that they look like shooting stars.
That sounds very pretty. So they fly really high, and the friction with flapping the wings creates amazing. That sounds so pretty.
We've seen this spectacle so many times that we think it's just something they can naturally do. But that's not the truth. Their radiant display is the result of countless struggles against nature over generations.
So it's like the idea of evolution? Like they've evolved to be able to do that?
Their ancestors were too weak to survive on the ground. So, to escape predators, they started seeking new opportunities in the air.
So it is like evolution. It is kind of like evolution.
After countless attempts by many generations, one of them finally figured out how to fly. It soared into the sky and never looked back at the ground.
It's interesting what
again.
Acheron also had the idea of, like, you know, remember, and Wells as well, the idea of flying, like Icarus flying in the sky, and then, like, you know, beforehand someone watches those birds fly, which makes other people want to fly even higher. Again, it's like once you see one of them flying, there's also that connection there as well.
So, you mean birds aren't born to fly, but they find a way to do it through their determination?
This one bird, and its the idea of determination, the idea of learning how to fly, the idea of not being trapped in a cage, is a representation of so much on penacony. It's insane. It's so much, right? It's such a good analogy for penacony.
Well, that's an
Such a good symbol.
idealistic way of putting it. So, what are your thoughts, Sunday?
So, like, just explain, like, obviously, like, with Robin's idea of, like, what penacony is and how, like, it's exploiting people, and how the harmony is cursed, and how these kids, like we met as well, deserve to fly. The old lady we talked to deserves to fly. Robin doesn't have a voice anymore. That doesn't mean she should be trapped in a cage. That doesn't mean she shouldn't be able to choose her own path. Firefly legitimately feels like she is trapped right now in the script. The script is her cage, and she says herself, shouldn't I be allowed to choose my own path? Shouldn't I be allowed to fly? You know, Aventurine, right? Someone who, again, is trapped in this constant cycle of gambling. People owning, quote unquote, owning him. I don't think they actually own him, by the way. I think that, like, you know, this, I don't agree with that whatsoever, but, like, it's like one of those things where, like, people bought and sold him, and he saw this ending as, like, his way of, like, breaking out of that cage as well. Like, it is, that bird is like a perfect, like, symbol of penacony, like, of the people on penacony, you know. And I imagine because it's talking about the idea of not singing, it's going to, like, be really, really directed towards maybe Robin's story as well. Honestly, very, 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 very beautiful way of doing this.
I think people believe birds are meant to fly because they've never seen those birds crashing to their death.
Interesting. So So because we've never seen the birds actually like fail to fly, it's like it just becomes like a natural thing.
That's an interesting perspective. So, have you decided what to do with the bird?
I think it goes with a lot of things in life. You just see someone do something every day and they don't do that thing. You know? It might feel like they're what you call it? Like that you know, it's like they're expected to do it, I guess.
For now, I'll keep it in a cage until it can take care of itself because I want it to live. No matter what.
And here's the other idea as well, where it's like, well, if we keep people here in penacony, then like they'll be able to like get the strength to live eventually.
Well said, kids. It seems each of you has found your own answer. Your insights are truly remarkable. And I hope they come true in their own way.
Yeah, it's a really interesting symbol. It really is.
We will take good care of it. Won't we, brother?
Oh my god.
Yeah, but Mr. Gopherwood?
Gopherwood.
There's one thing I don't quite understand.
And what might that be, my son?
My son? Like their dad? Or like maybe their like guardian?
What if this little Charmony dove never learns to fly in the end?
Oh.
I mean, if there are fledglings in this world that can never fly throughout their lives, should we let them go back to the sky, only to see them crash to the ground and die?
Man, this is it's one of the most interesting scenes, and literally, like, it's crazy to say this in Honkai Star Rail with like so many amazing cutscenes, so much like great direction, animations, choreo for combat, and like one of the most interesting scenes we've had is a bird on little Robin's hand, and of course, like her name is Robin, by the way. It's like a bird, you know what I mean? Like it's like so close to that as well. And this question here to me seems like the idea of it's just like these people can learn how to fly. These people can learn, you know, eventually maybe learn how to like walk on their own 2 feet. But what if they never do that? Answer.
Talking in your sleep, birdie? Time to wake up.
Talking in your sleep? Who are you talking to? Oh, there's Sunday. Did he took him here as well? Which makes sense. Okay, it all makes sense again because we saw we were saying that he could be here as well. He could be here as well. Oh my god, so Sunday was thinking about this. What is up with Gallagher? What is up with Gallagher? Or maybe Sunday's gonna get an explanation now as well. Holy hell, man.
You look a little unsteady. Need a hand?
Why do you think he's unsteady, huh? What do you think is unsteady, Gallagher? It's good to see Sunday again, by the way. It's really good to see Sunday. Like, thank God he's not actually gone. But then again, like, we kind of had that inkling, like, of course, if what happened to, you know, if Robin and, you know, if Robin and Firefly are alive, then Sunday's probably alive too, you know what I mean? But yeah, that scene there, like, to me, like, it was like an analogy for penacony, but I think it's also going to relate to the idea of, like, Robin's story as well, as someone who, like, right now, like, can't sing, right now is, like, because of the corrupted harmony, has had her, like, her talent taken away from her. But she's still gonna find a means to like fly, just because she's not, you know, able to fly or she's not able to sing doesn't mean she should be trapped in a cage. And she sees now penacony as like that cage. It's a cage that has trapped people in here as well. And whilst on the other side of things, you have like the perspective that is like not. Again, it's one of those things. Like no, like Sunday's perspective as a child was like, well, maybe being trapped in a cage for a while isn't terrible as long as eventually you get out of there. But what's happening with penacony, and we heard this from Acheron and Welt as well, is like what's happening with penacony is that people are like not leaving the cage. You know what I mean? They're not leaving the cage. They're staying there forever under the guise of like, hey, you need this place. You need to stay in this place. So they're not moving on. There's no progression with them. Like, you know, it's like if you live a life where like you have everything that you ever need, and all this stuff too, you're probably, you know, like, you know, and by the way, there's nothing wrong with having everything you ever need. I want to make that clear. If you live a very comfortable life, you don't need to struggle. The struggle it shouldn't happen for anyone, really. But it's one of those things, like, why would they leave? Like, why would they leave after all this stuff here as well? And I think you could also say, like, it's, as I said, like, that bird is a, to me, it relates to not only while Robin is talking about in her story of like, you know, how I can't sing, but I'm still gonna like, you know, I'm gonna take charge of this stuff. I'm not gonna sing at the Charmony Festival. It's not just that. It reminds you of Firefly, you know, of Firefly, as I said, like wanting to choose her own destiny. Aventurine wanting to like, you know, finally like rest and not have to gamble his whole entire life and be trapped by that cage. Like it really has like all these stories built in from Penacony of all these characters. And you could even say, like, from Sunday's perspective, like a person who is trapped by the family, you know? He can't make all of his decisions he wants. He has to do everything in the shadows. You could say Sparkle is also someone who's trapped in a cage as well, as someone who will never truly have a friend or a family until she understands that, like, you know, like, the mischief that she's causing is very hurtful to people. You know, she's trapped once again in other people's bodies constantly because that's how she, like, was able to get things done, by pretending to be other people. I feel like that analogy of a bird in a cage is so apt for Penacony and the story we've gone through in this world in general. You know, it's incredible. It's really incredible. And of course, like, I think it's going to relate to Robin the most, because Robin is literally a bird. Her name is a bird. You know, it's Robin. And obviously she was the one holding it. And again, the idea of like not being able to sing, the harmony and stuff as well. They also said as well that they were like the ones who like, I guess, resonate the most with the Great One, which is the harmony god. Shilpe. So they're the ones from like birth that were able to communicate again. Not communicate, but like they were always like very like in tune with the Great One. So interesting. It's crazy once again. As I said, so many amazing scenes in Honkai Star Rail, and it's like that was one of the best scenes in the game. And it's just literally looking at a drawing of little Robin's hands and a bird in her hands as well. And now we have Gallagher and Sunday facing off against each other. I need to know why. I need more information on Gallagher, for sure.
I'm still alive?
See, and Sunday thought he was dying. That's how horrible that is.
Yeah. Happy about that.
Oh my god.
Where is Robin? Tell me.
This is why I would love to go back to Sparkle. And I know I was right about that situation. Like when he was like, oh, you're so emotionless. No, he was so frustrated, so he missed Robin so much. Imagine finding out you're alive after thinking you died, and the first thing you say is, where is she? That's how much care he has for Robin.
I knew that was going to be the first thing.
Yeah, he adores her. That's his sister. Oh, before we move on as well, there's also like the phrase as well where where Sunday asks like, oh, like, what happens if no one ever learns to get out of the cage? And that's what it relates to with like the idea of what if everyone just crashes and burns? I feel like that's again those people that are just not able to move on as well.
Don't worry, your sister is here, safe and sound. She's probably walking around the streets now.
There could have been like, okay, here's the thing. If Gallagher turns out to be someone who's just like, hey, like, I'm actually just here to like, you know, like help out in some way, because he's given the vibe of like, don't worry about it, you know what I mean? If he is, right? There's other ways to get people to come here. Well, maybe not. I don't actually, you know what, now I'm thinking about it, I don't think he could convince Sunday to come here, maybe, but unless he like, yeah, I don't know.
If I were you, I'd be more worried about myself. After all, right in front of you is the guy who just stabbed you in the chest with a dagger.
Is that what he did? Because all I saw, like, it was so quick. It was so quick at the moment.
If you wanted to kill me, you wouldn't give me the chance to speak.
So smart.
Just tell me your demands, lackey of the Watchmaker.
There is a lot of, like, bitterness on the tongue of Sunday right now, isn't there?
So, you figured out who I am, huh? No wonder you had the guts to go against the Dream Master and the Four Families. Looks like I made the right choice.
There it is. I got the vibe of, like, he was being a bit too, like, hey, come on, guy. You know, like a bit too friendly, you know?
Choice.
I think he wants some sort of, like, help here. I think he sees Sunday as someone who would go against the family.
You are aware of my plan and see through my fictionology. Time is running out, so let's drop the charades. I'm suggesting we cooperate.
Yeah, I got that vibe. I got that vibe from the moment he said, hey, she's okay, we're roaming around here. It wasn't an aggressive tone. It wasn't forceful. And it would make sense because, again, the two characters that would have, like, who's two characters who have so much information about the family, who are super powerful, resonate with the Great One, and also, like, have all the reason in the world to dislike the family. Robin and Sunday. Not only that, when Robin, quote-unquote, died, right? The family was so in the face of Sunday telling him to not mourn. To basically, don't worry about this, buddy. move on, you know? If there's two people who have the reason to go against the family more than anyone, it's Sunday and Robin.
Cooperate? What makes you think I'd cooperate with you?
Again, the bitterness on his tongue, you can hear it. The voice actor's so good.
The fact that the famous Robin has chosen my side.
Wow.
Plus, some clues about a traitor and a bright future for Penacony. Any of that catch your interest?
Family traitor as well. All of that would catch my interest.
I find it hard to believe a man who's full of deception.
Fair. Totally fair. You just deceived me like 10 times in a row now, you know?
Fine. You don't have to trust me. What you should trust is the sense of justice inside of you.
And it's interesting they write ambition as well there over justice. Oh, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
Show me Robin first.
Yep. 100%. He's totally right to ask this. He's totally in the right.
All right. As you wish. Here she is.
Well, she's just showing up here now like this. Oh my god, we're getting reuniting? Huh? Wait, that's Firefly. That's not Robin.
What's your trick this time?
Just kidding.
Oh my god.
I mean, this lady will lead us to Robin, right?
Firefly's a bit of an angry face on her right now.
And the crew, too. There are too many people who you owe an explanation.
She's right. She's right. She's 100% correct. You do.
That'd be great. Please follow me, Honorable Oak family head. Now, all the actors are on the stage.
Wow. Oh my god. Like, and again, like, it is like, so it, like, did I think at the start of last chapter, I'd be standing in a frame with Gallagher, Firefly, and Sunday on our way to meet Robin, March, Himiko, and Welt, and Misha. You know what I mean? Like, if you told me that, I'd be like, first of all, spoiler. And second of all, like, what? Like, crazy stuff. And again, like she's so right. You owe an explanation, but not only that as well. Sunday's so right to not be trusting, right? Of course.
This is the monument I mentioned earlier. The names inscribed on it should be familiar.
Wait, Rosalina's gonna be here?
Rosalina and Tierna.
The Trailblazers. What about the third one?
When Penacony was known as a frontier prison, it was the Trailblazers who connected it with the stars. They were the heroes who saved Astana, and their names deserve to be immortalized, not just on this small stone tablet, but in the annals of history for all of time. However, today, the planet of festivities is nothing but sweet dreams. That heavy piece of history is all a distant memory. Just like that prison.
So he's saying that when Penacony was a prison, it was the Trailblazers connected with the stars. So that's like connecting people to there. So like that means like bringing people to there. And there were heroes who saved Astana. But now the planet of festivities is nothing but the idea of sweet dreams. So it's become like a prison itself?
If their names are inscribed here, then that means...
According to Micah, they died long ago.
Right. Rough. Because I think we were hoping to find like some stuff on like missing Trailblazers as well, right?
Rosalina was killed during the War of Independence. She ventured alone into the heart of the star system to investigate the flow of Memoria, but she never returned.
Oh man, because she was very into the idea of Memoria, right?
Tiernan was a skilled gunslinger, strong and reliable. He led the people through countless battles, but he didn't live long enough to witness the arrival of true peace.
Oh, that's so rough, isn't it? That's so rough. It's like not getting to see the fruits of like any labor, you know?
In the decade following the war, Penacony faced challenges internal and external. To protect Astana, Tiernan picked up the way of the Trailblaze again, and led the Letmoth family to explore beyond the system, only to be surrounded and wiped out by the swarm.
Jesus Christ, what a horrible way to go as well. And again, it's like, it's 100% like, it sounds like it's almost like telling us that like a Trailblazer's death is like, you know, is always going to be on the path that they like at least want to walk, I guess.
Though I had expected as much, the tales of these heroes truly are sorrowful.
They were on a path that they wanted to walk themselves and they died.
True to the title of Trailblazer, they spent their lives venturing into
That's a
the
better way of putting it, I
unknown.
guess.
But what about this tablet?
When
There
I-
are no names carved on it.
Yeah, obviously Himiko said it way better than I did, but like, yeah, it's like, because I think it's like what I said, like they're obviously doing something that they wanted to do for Astana, or they want to do for the Memoria, studying Memoria, trying to save Astana and protect Astana. But once again, what they found was the unknown.
When Dreamflux Reef was created, its owner was still alive. However, he insisted on erecting a monument for himself, saying that it will happen someday.
Okay. Wait, so that's the tablet with no name on it was for a monument?
Here we meet again.
Oh my
Everyone
god.
from the Astral Express.
Just Sunday just standing there with Gallagher like this.
Robin.
Oh, the way he said Robin. Oh my god.
Robin.
Like exasperated, tired, almost like there's like a sense of like air leaving his body, this relief. Oh my god. Wait, show the reunion right now. Where are they? Oh, they're over there. We can talk to them at some point. Okay. I was expecting like some big thing, but okay, they're over there. Okay, I was worried that literally like it was gonna like, not be, you know, like they were just gonna brush by it, but no, they're there. They're there. Okay, I was like, please.
Huh. The atmosphere sure is livened up with all these
This is
people
my son.
in here.
Such a sweetheart.
I brought Gallagher here. It's time to face the truth.
Oh my god. I don't like penacony and truth. I don't know if they go together like, you know, peanut butter and jelly, honestly. Ain't that right,
I
Micah?
did my job. I gathered everyone here. Gallagher will explain the rest to you. Take care.
Thank you, Micah. Now you two, how are you feeling?
Brother,
Even her, she has that same kind of like breathy, exasperated voice.
There's no need for words. You're safe. And that's all that matters.
Sunday! That's so sweet. Wait, no, more. Say, please. Here's the thing. Maybe I'm just being greedy, because I will say, like, just seeing them stand there across from each other after so long like this, knowing their story, knowing how much they care about each other, knowing how much she values him and he values her, knowing how much, like, it angered him, how, like, the family would treated him after her death, knowing, like, how much, like, what her death did to Sunday. Honestly, like, just seeing them stand there, maybe it is, like, you know, greedy to ask for anything more, you know? Maybe it's just too greedy. This might be enough. Let's talk to Gallagher.
I promised to give the siblings some privacy, so let's talk
Oh, that
about
makes
our
sense.
business first.
That makes sense.
What do you say?
We're not intruding on their, you know, they have a lot to talk about.
That sounds sensible enough. Since you went through the trouble of gathering the family head, the crew, and the Stellaron hunters, I'm guessing you have something important to say, Mr. Gallagher?
Probably.
Oh, is it that obvious?
I'm always nervous now in Penacony, always.
the look on your face is practically screaming, I'm the one behind all this.
Archie's like, was it you?
You're right, Mr. Yang. It is indeed time to come clean on everything.
Okay.
Siblings already know what they need to, and they've made their choice. But you, Nameless,
Oh my God.
arrived a bit late. So it's only fair that I answer your
I'm so jittery about this. Like, I just like...
Before we begin, let me reintroduce myself. I'm the founder of Dreamflux.
Wait.
The deputy of the Watchmaker.
Whoa!
And the one who sent out that invitation.
So not only is he the founder of this place, like he helped found the Dreamflux Reef. He is the second in command to the Watchmaker, but he's the one who sent out the invitation to us, all those individual invitations. So he sent the one to Aventurine, he sent the one to Duke Inferno, he sent the one to Firefly. He was setting this whole thing up.
As Gallagher, the history fictionologist, I humbly extend my greetings to you all.
Hello, Gallagher.
History fictionologist? So what? Everything you told us was made up?
Is that what it means?
Well, don't worry. Almost everything I shared was true. Well, except for the part about the family accepting the
Okay,
past.
so March is like, you told us this big story about what happened in your life and stuff, I guess, as well, and like, you know, she probably like, you know, we all got very emotionally connected to it, I guess. The only part that wasn't wrong is that like the family didn't accept him.
I double-checked with Micah, and everything he said about the family, the Watchmaker, and Mikhail is true.
If you say to him, go, I'm with you.
Thank you for your understanding. Now let's get down to business. I'm sure you're all wondering why I went through the trouble of setting up this battle for the legacy. Inviting different factions, stirring up a ruckus all over Penacony.
Sure. It is, you definitely need to stir up a ruckus.
Well, it all boils down to something very familiar to all of you.
Oh.
The Stellaron.
It has to do with the Stellaron?
The Stellaron? But how is that possible? Penacony is a free-flowing interstellar hub. There are no signs of contamination whatsoever.
If you're not counting the Harmony.
You're totally correct. So, care to take a guess at what that means?
The Stellaron has been completely sealed. Someone is manipulating the Stellaron? Wait. I don't know which one it could be. Someone is manipulating the Stellaron? It's either one or two, right? It's one or two. But I'm not sure which. I'll just be honest. I'm not sure which. Like, if someone completely sealed it, that would make sense. There's no more, like, it's not a spread of contamination, but maybe there still is, like, the remnants of contamination?
I wish that were the truth.
It's someone...
But if that were the case, I wouldn't have invited all of
Right, okay, because what I was thinking was, like, you know the way, like, on Balebog, even though it's gone, there's still, like, remnants, so maybe there's remnants of the Stellaron, but it seems that maybe someone's manipulating it. Okay.
The sweet dream doesn't come out of thin air. If you think of the memory zone as the sea, creating the land of the dreams is like filling that wild ocean with earth to make an island. To achieve this feat, without the help of an emanator of remembrance or enigmata, the only way is to use the Stellaron.
Wait, so he's saying... the Stellaron created this stuff? Is that... wait.
And that's not something you can achieve with a simple wish.
Wait.
It requires vast quantities of knowledge, time, and manpower. I'm sure you get what I'm hinting
Someone's manipulating the Stellaron to create these memory zones?
In Asdana, the planet of festivities itself is a Stellaron disaster.
The whole area? So this, like, again, it's so different from the other Stellaron disasters we've seen, but, like... I was not expecting that. At all. The whole... Asdana itself is a Stellaron disaster.
The planet of festivities itself is a Stellaron disaster?
It all started a long time ago, back when the Watchmaker and his crew liberated the frontier prison. They faced countless challenges as they began building Penacony from the ground up. That's when the idea of using the Stellaron came
So,
into
like,
play.
not just a shortcut, but the way to, like, I guess, like, have the ability to make these, you know, to move things forward in a timely fashion, and also to be able to create these places. That's crazy, but, like, I think in a Penacony is just, like a full-on disaster. Like, when you really think about, like, how, like, you know, bright and happy it is, but, like, I guess, like, you know, if people found out that they were all trapped in a Stellaron disaster, it would really destroy Penacony forever.
The Stellaron first entered the Asdana system during the war. The Nameless warned everyone against
Of course.
the folly of
Of course, as they should.
such a power. And most heeded their words. But there are always people in the shadows with ulterior motives.
Yes, always. 100%, especially in Honkai.
The turning point came after Tiernan's death. With two of the Nameless gone, the Watchmaker had to go to the front lines. It was at that moment his rivals saw an opportunity. By the time a representative from the Montour System's family arrived at the Watchmaker's call, the Stellaron had already been activated and was seeping into the primordial synesthesia dreamscape.
Man, wait, so, like, there already was, like, like a dreamscape, right? But the Stellaron seeping into the dreamscape seemed to have, like, it's almost like a mutation. you know? It's almost like putting the dreamscape on steroids, in a way.
And I suppose the family happened to possess the knowledge to seal the Stellaron?
Not just that. They knew far more about the Stellaron than the average person. They helped Mikhail swiftly quell the civil unrest and played a part in building Penacony under the disguise of the Harmony.
So, wait. I'm a little bit confused here. So they're saying that, like, the family knew about how to stop the Stellaron, and they knew so much about the Stellaron. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a cough, guys. Sorry about that. They helped Mikhail swiftly quell the civil unrest and played a part in building Penacony. So is Mikhail one of the people that used the Stellaron then? And then they say under the disguise of the Harmony. That makes sense. You know, it's like the idea of like that Harmony is watching over Penacony, and when we know now that Harmony doesn't see it that way anymore.
Those 3 eras were known as the Age of Dreaming. The Watchmaker, who had been left in the dark, sent out invitations across the universe, spreading the hype around the land of the dream.
I know what's actually happening now. The family used the Stellaron. Mikhail didn't know. Mikhail didn't know that they were using the Stellaron, because here it says the Watchmaker had been left in the dark, so he didn't know. And Mikhail was the Watchmaker, and they sent out invitations and they created like this kind of like big hub of dreams. So interesting. So interesting.
Then, how did they turn against each other?
Did Mikhail realize what was happening?
Remember the island in the ocean metaphor? The truth is, the Stellaron was never truly sealed. It existed in a different form within the dreamscape. Think about this. What would it cost to create and maintain such a lavish dreamland?
A lot.
It's people's lives.
Wait, what?
The opulent dream is built upon the decay of spirit.
Huh?
With a toxic elixir called pleasure flowing through the dreamscape. It tempts people to indulge in the dreamscape, and gradually their minds succumb, becoming nourishment for the sweet dream.
What? This is what, like, Robin, was this what Robin was talking about then? How it's like a cage itself? How it's like, it's exploiting people? What? Wait, is the elixir? No. What if the elixir is Soul Glad? What if all this time people have been drinking Soul Glad? Or maybe they don't have to drink it. Maybe they don't have to drink it at all. Maybe they don't have to drink it. It tends people to indulge in the dreamscape. So people, as more you indulge, the more you lose your mind, and you become powerful. Oh my god, that's evil! What the hell? That's even worse than I thought. I thought it was just like, hey, like with the more people we have, the more like people will believe in this. You know, I thought it was gonna be like Freddy Krueger rules. You know, if you believe, the more people that believe in it, the more powerful it is. It's literally exploiting people like this. And that's why, oh my god, that's another big reason why they want everything to stay pristine. They don't want anyone to know about what's happening. And also, what Acheron said this as well, if one part falls apart, the whole thing falls apart, because if people stop indulging in the dreamscape and leave, they lose their power. Oh my god.
Confusion, laziness, and cowardice. Weaknesses that plague humanity were magnified and nourished by the family. Penacony became a new kind of prison.
Holy hell.
Even more impenetrable than the previous one.
Yeah, and as Robin said, like it's like a cage. Like, and I love the analogy that it's like a prison again as well, because they went from one prison to another prison. And when they say they play upon confusion, laziness, cowardice, and weaknesses, obviously that's one of the, like, I'm not saying that people are cowards who come to Penacony all around, right? But just for this analogy, right? The weaknesses of people, right? And I'm not saying that, like, say, like, someone like Firefly, for example, has a weakness, right? That it's just something that's been bothering her whole life, but, like, you're playing on this idea that you're manipulating these people. Like, it plays upon the idea of people being like, I don't want to have to work again. I don't have to do that. Okay, come to Penacony. I'm afraid of what might happen in the future. Come to Penacony. Like, oh my god, like I'm not strong enough to get through this. Come to penacony, you know? I don't know what my life is gonna be anymore. Come to penacony, you know? Like it's one big advertising commercial hub to gather people's lives and have them indulge here. And as they said, become sweet nourishment for the dream. That is insane. That is insane.
Sadly, we realized this far too late. By then, the family had a firm grip on penacony, swiftly quelling any opposition that arose.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
At my wit's end, I had to use the power of the Enigmata and sought refuge in this chaotic memory zone. Over the years, I fabricated a meme within this dream for our use.
Sleepy?
Dormancy. That's its real name. We exploited a loophole. You see, regular people can't fall asleep again while they are inside the dreamscape.
Dormancy. That's Dr. Ratio uses exact phrasing. You're dormant.
So this is the true meaning of the impossible. You sent out invitations in the Watchmaker's name to find forces capable of resolving the Stellaron disaster and draw them into penacony to uncover the truth.
Honestly, that's like how that is turned on its head as well, right? How does, because again, it is like the idea of like going towards the Watchmaker's legacy, right? But it has a whole different meaning now. Has a whole different meaning. I was reading that right? Dormancy, yeah. Regular people can't fall asleep again while they're inside the dreamscape. So once you fall asleep once, you can't fall asleep again, so become dormant. And this is what Dr. Ratio mentioned to Aventurine, you know? It's not death, it's dormancy.
It's not just that. Above all, I wanted to see what happens when the major factions engage in a struggle for the legacy. Since this is the Watchmaker's first announcement in decades, the traitor within the family is bound to reveal.
So he wanted a bit of a ruckus so the traitor would reveal themselves as well. Okay. I get that idea as well. Because like it's the reason why like it makes sense is like if there's chaos around, then like, you know, people are going to show their hands a lot more. People are going to feel like more inclined to like get moving on their plans maybe earlier, which means they're not going to be as prepared.
So the legacy is just a facade.
Yeah, it never was a legacy.
If you want to consider the Stellaron as the legacy,
that's what I'm saying.
Totally fine with that.
That's legit what I'm saying. It's like the idea of the legacy is turned on its head. Like what we're heading towards this time was the idea of the Stellaron. And now, once again, Elio was wanting us to find out about the Stellaron. Elio!
If that's the case, where is the Stellaron now?
Where is it?
That's a question for Mr. Wings. The Stellaron is still under the family's control, and as the head of the Oak family, I'm sure he holds all the answers.
Holy freaking hell. And now we gotta talk to Sunday about this. Guys, like, not only is, like, when we first entered, like, this journey that we've on, when we first entered Penacony, it was one of the most beautiful places ever, right? But, like, very soon, I feel like we did get that idea that, like, maybe things aren't right here, you know? Things are going a little bit wrong. There's something wrong here. But this whole time, all those people enjoying their happy lives, all those people, like, having a good time, drinking Soul Glad, having, like, like, you know, not having to worry about anything on the outside, we're being harnessed and harvested. The more they indulged in the dreamscape. Oh my freaking god. And not only that, but like then the death meme, Sleepy we're gonna call him, like was created by Gallagher as a way to help them, and it did help people navigate their way here. So I'm wondering if bringing Firefly here was intentional. Bringing Robin here was intentional. Right, it seems to be intentional now. It doesn't seem like they got the wrong person. It seems very intentional that they were brought here. But Penacony is more of a prison than it ever was. And it seems like Mikhail had no idea that they were using the Stellaron to create this place. The Stellaron was used to power like all these locations. It's like that they were creating a dreamscape and they injected steroids into it or something. Oh my lord. And then they use the chaos that is happening, hopefully to draw out the traitor, but Gallagher sent out the invitations to everybody in order to get everyone to come here to try and solve the Stellaron crisis. The idea of the Watchmaker's legacy has been turned on its head. The Watchmaker's legacy is technically a Stellaron.
As I suspected, the core of this issue lies within the Stellaron.
Yeah? You okay, Misha?
You all look quite serious.
Oh,
Is
Misha.
there anything I can do to help?
It's okay, don't worry about it, okay? That's my son, Gallagher, that's my son there. That's your son? That's my son. I don't think that... That is my son, that's my son. Do you need books? Do you like books? He likes books. Get him books. I don't have any books. Get him books right now. Misha, oh, that's my boy. That's my boy asking people to help people. Get him off here. Get him off the planet before this place falls apart, please. Get him on the Ark. Get him on the boat, please. Put Firefly on there too, please. Get them out of here. I can't deal with it. He's adorable. Look at him. He's adorable. He's just so worried. He doesn't even know what's going on in most cases, I don't think. He just thinks everyone's being a little bit upset. Help him out, Gallagher, please. Help him. Gallagher, right now. Let's talk to Sunday. I am in such a jittery mood now because of this reveal, guys. This is such... Again, you follow the thread and you get there. You follow the thread and you get there.
Are you done talking? So, will you tell us where the Stellaron is?
Sunday with a smile. Sorry, Robin with a smile.
It is the Penacony Grand Theater itself.
No way! The symbol of everyone's hope. The symbol of everyone's dreams. The thing that people look to. The place where the Charmony Festival was supposed to have the grand finale is on a Stellaron.
As I suspected, it's the embodiment of the family. The edifice that first materialized within the sweet dream. That's what turned Penacony into its current state.
Oh my freaking god. So the thing that gave everyone hope, the thing that was supposed to be this grand symbol, is the thing that has, like, changed everything in Penacony.
As for the person who employed its power, it is in fact Mr. Gopherwood, the current Dream Master.
He's who we met. He was badgering Acheron.
Well, that was easier than I thought. Did you conduct your own investigation already?
Oh, he was sleuthing. He was sleuthing.
Correct. When I was trying to track down the person who murdered my sister, apart from you, Gopherwood was my second suspect.
Oh, so if it wasn't Gallagher, he was going to go to Gopherwood.
Confronting me first turned out to be a smart move on your part.
I mean, that showcases how smart Sunday is, you know? For sure.
I didn't have other options. The Dream Master has been elusive.
Oh.
And even the heads of the families can hardly get an audience with him.
So there was no chance of him even talking to Gopherwood.
Moreover, Mr. Gopherwood has been kind to my sister and me. And I didn't want it all to end like
That was
this.
the voice, wasn't it? That was the voice. That was talking to him about the cage and stuff, right? When they were children. Oh, this is gonna get messy. This is gonna get complicated.
What do you mean by that?
To be honest, my brother and I are also victims of the cancer of all worlds.
Stellaron.
We grew up as orphans and were adopted by the family when they came to help. Mr. Gopherwood recognized our potential and brought us to Penacony.
So he's basically like a surrogate, like a dad.
But I can't just stand by and watch Mr. Gopherwood become an enemy of the Harmony. I won't use my voice to support any
I love that. I love that for Robin. I won't use my voice to support evil causes. So beautiful. A voice that is so powerful. You know what I mean? Her voice means something.
I won't step on that stage and sing, no matter who the traitor is or what orders they give me. I won't let the Charmony Festival become an event that destroys Harmony itself.
Love it. Love Robin saying this stuff. Love it.
For the paradise in our dreams.
Indeed. For the paradise in our dreams.
For the paradise in our dreams. Is that saying for wanting the paradise? That for wanting an actual paradise?
As the head of the Oak family, I'm responsible for ensuring Penacony's promising future. Robin and I will head into the sweet dream and confront the Dream Master. And if it turns out that the family has truly strayed from the harmony,
So they're gonna confront him?
I'll fight alongside you.
Oh my god.
We'll put the Charmony Festival on hold and make sure Mr. Gopherwood pays for his blood debt.
But like, I'm worried about this though as well, because while like, yeah, like, you know, we'd love to have you fight alongside us, but like, I love Robin's smile here as well. This is perfect. Look at the siblings, one with a despondent look, one with the smile. I'm worried about what Gopher can do. You know what I mean? He has so many people under his control, right?
The enemies you are about to face aren't like this old dog here, who can barely even bark.
Yet, Gopherwood is terrified. He, like, honestly, like, I think Acheron could have taken him out 100%, but like, it's still like, you know, he felt strong enough to trying to intimidate Acheron.
Since our interests are aligned, why don't we team up? Maybe, just maybe, we'll have a shot at success.
Oh, please. Oh, please.
We have always been following in the footsteps of our nameless predecessors, and there's no reason to stop now.
Yeah, no reason.
Yeah, we Nameless won't back down from a challenge. Isn't that right, Miss Trailblazer?
Miss Trailblazer, ain't nothing to fear no more. Heroes never back down. Go against dreamers, now I'd surrender. No, we're going for it.
That line actually makes me a bit nervous.
Really? Okay, I can never get anything right with March, you know? I want so badly to just impress March every day of the week, but I can't.
Rest assured, sitting on the sidelines isn't in our nature. Mr. Sunday, Miss Robin, I'm willing to accompany you on behalf of the Astral Express. Having a third party present should help with negotiations, and could make all the difference if things
that
go
cane.
poorly.
Yes, I love that. And again, it makes sense. Having someone, a Trailblazer with you in your negotiations, no one would bat an eye about it, because they are the most neutral third party that only help what's good in the end, right? Obviously, they take sides in the end, and they will help other things in the end, but they are like legitimately like the representation of just like fighting for what's good, you know?
Thank you, Mr. Yang.
Well, what a dude.
Thank you all very much.
It's no problem, Robin.
The Charmony Festival is about to start, and time is against us. We must hasten.
I know.
Everyone, let's gather over here. We still need to make some preparations.
What a... The Stellaron is the stage in the sky. The Stellaron is the symbol of hope for all of Penacony. The Stellaron is the thing that everyone looks forward to. Where the Charmony Festival reaches its climax, where the song will be sang by Robin. And Robin said herself, I love Robin, by the way. I love that. Like, I am not going to sing for the wrong reasons. I'm not going to use my voice for that. Her voice that means so much. And again, like anyone else being like, I'm not going to sing for that. It's like, okay, dude, you know, Robin saying it, like her voice means something. Her voice is like, again, I keep saying her voice like was a representation of Penacony. It was. As much as the stage was, it was that as well. And I love as well Welt being like, I'll help out. Because again, it makes perfect sense that a Trailblazer would be able to go in and do like, I'd be with them, because no one's going to suspect or think twice about, like, it's the same thing with like, if a Trailblazer's walking down the street with Blade, right? Yes, people are going to be like, why is a Trailblazer with a Stellar Hunter? But at the same time too, right? There's very few people that wouldn't understand. You know what I mean? In the end, it's like, hey, we're not here to like make, you know, even though we will make friends, we're not here to like be buddies with like, you know, just one side or anything like that all the time. And again, like I said, there will be people who we will pick sides in the end, because there will be a fight and there will be something we have to fight against. But the side we pick is usually on the side of like either good or the most beneficial. Holy hell, man. This is amazing. This is amazing. Well, Yang, how you doing, bud?
I may have been quick to step up to the plate, but confronting the Dream Master could be a very dangerous affair.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Huh? Even you're saying that, Mr. Yang? How powerful is that Dream Master?
Mark's speaking the truth here, by the way, which is like, yeah, like if he's saying this is going to be hard.
He's the leader of the families of Penacony, and he has the entire power of the Harmony behind him. Not to mention the Stellaron in his possession. We must proceed with great caution.
Yeah, 100%. And we saw what he could do there as well. Again, like I said, I do think again, maybe it's just like because I love Acheron. Acheron could legitimately like rip apart like those guys. I think she could if she took out that blade again, 100%. But, like, it's no doubt about it. Like, you know, they're an intimidating force.
Maybe you can just stay behind this time, Mr. Yang?
Marge. Marge is like, please, Dad. You don't have to go.
No, that won't do. Even if we count Robin as an ally, something felt off about Mr. Sunday just now. Although, I can't quite put my finger on it. I have to make sure he won't turn against us when things start to get dicey.
Honestly, like, I'm not opposed to the idea. Again, as much as, like, I think that hopefully in the end he will see reason, right? I also think that, like, you know, Welt being cautious about things is not a bad thing whatsoever. Not at all.
You're still carrying the keepsake the IPC envoy gave you, right? May I borrow it for a moment?
No. No, you cannot. It's mine. Is it only gonna be for a moment?
I knew it.
What do you need it for?
As I suspected, this chip Aventurine gave to you is actually a miniature transmitter.
Wait, what?
If I'm right, he intends to use it to track your location or contact you when needed. As it so happens, this may actually be of some use in the current situation.
Do you think Aventurine is gonna contact us ever again?
Aventurine? Is he still alive? And what does he have to do with our mission to confront the Dream Master?
If Aventurine comes back, like, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy.
Remember what I said earlier? Working with the IPC is a way to keep the family in check.
Okay.
If negotiations go south and the family show their true colors by going after the Stellaron, I'll use this transmitter to send a message to the IPC.
Oh my god.
It'll be just the opportunity the IPC ambassador was hoping for.
Because we know on Astana right now is Topaz, right? Topaz is here right now. She might be like not have a lot of freedom, but like if she gets a distress signal from Stell or even Aventurine's like let's say like it'll activate as like, oh, like Aventurine's asking for help. They know what's happened with Aventurine now, or at least they know Aventurine's got a foothold here. They're gonna be like, wait, oh my god, something is like, and they know Aventurine is not stupid. They know Aventurine is like the ultimate like in like gambling and, you know, making, you know, decisions that benefit him. There's no doubt in my freaking mind that they would think Aventurine gave this to someone. You know what I mean? Like, there's no doubt. Very interesting. Okay. And yeah, like using the IPC to our advantage as well, you know?
The only question mark in all of this is Aventurine's current status. But the IPC is always listening, especially senior strategic investment department heads like him.
Right.
Getting the message across shouldn't be a problem.
Could it actually be the signal that we sent to Aventurine? Because again, there is a question mark over his status right now, right? But like for us, for these characters, but we know that he has like gone into the land of, like he went into the true dreamscape as well when the barrier was broken too.
Good luck to you, Welt.
This is incredible.
Well, you take care too.
Oh.
If anything goes wrong, don't worry about me. Just make sure to seal the Stellaron.
Dad, that's not happening. We're gonna make sure you're okay.
Spoken like a true hero.
He's not a true hero, it's Welt. That's who he is.
Even if the Dream Master is innocent, the family's corruption runs deep. I won't make the same mistake Mikhail did.
Hopefully.
Let's wish him the best of luck.
Like, legit as well, like, that's what happened. Mikhail turned a blind eye. Didn't notice what happened, trusted the family.
Don't you have something else to tell us, Gallagher?
Something else?
Why would you say so?
Before we departed, the conductor asked us to inquire about the 3 nameless in Penacony. We've already collected intel about Rosalina and Tiernan.
Right.
So the only one left is legwork. if I'm not mistaken. We've
Okay, the
already
third
met him
nameless?
somewhere, haven't we?
When?
It's not enough to say meet, but the answer is pretty obvious. After all, I've hinted at it in quite an evident way. I've been watching over you ever since I received the reply from the Astral Express, and I've seen the great effort you all put into linking different realms together across the cosmos.
Wait.
Now, after getting this far all in one piece, you have truly proven yourselves.
Wait, what does he mean?
Miss Himiko, were you the one who repaired the Express and got it sailing through the cosmos again?
Yes.
Is he connected to the Express?
And you two...
Is that what
young
he's saying?
nameless, you have very interesting life stories and extraordinary
Wait.
skills.
Is he, like, somehow connected in some way to... Like, is he saying... He's not saying he's the third one, right?
I don't know much about my life story.
Is he?
But I do have extraordinary skills.
I mean, you do. You're amazing. Like, I think it's cool that, like, he's giving so much praise to these characters, but, like, I'm just, like... I kind of want someone to say something outright, if I'm being honest with
Please send
you.
my regards to the conductor, Pom Pom. Please let them know that their friend has fond memories of his time aboard the Express, which he reminisces on every time he has a good drink.
Wait, so is he saying he knew Pom Pom as well? So maybe is he saying he's the third one? He's legwork? Like, if that's, like... I didn't expect that at all to be Gallagher, because he seems like he's not
As for the last name,
old enough?
he embarked,
But then again, he's also...
and embarked again, traveling in a great circle, ending up back where he started.
Oh.
On his deathbed, he told me to find the Astral
But now he's saying
Express
he.
and deliver an invitation to the future nameless. He left behind a special gift, a true legacy. Something that belongs only to the successors of the Trailblaze. Come with me.
Oh, okay.
Now.
I think...
It's the time to reveal it.
So I thought for a second that it was him, but maybe not.
Back here again.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like you're still alive, old friend. Like you've still got so much to say and do.
So, is the third Trailblazer supposed to be buried here? Like, or was?
I've kept my promise. Brought the future Trailblazers
Oh, okay.
you've waited so long for. I don't know why you were so obsessed with that train. But I remember your last words.
So this was legwork.
Don't let us down, old man.
Don't let us down, old man. Wait, what?
What's happening?
What's happening now? This is obviously something that he activated, but are all the buildings moving? They're able to move the entire... No, it's just our buildings going down. Oh my god. Is that the stage as well, the Celeron? Wait.
Go
What are we
ahead.
doing now?
His resting place lies in the garden up ahead.
Wait, are they saying that Mikhail was the Trailblazer?
The first and last nameless of penacony.
So it is Mikhail, the Watchmaker, was the third one. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure what they were saying here. That's actually pretty crazy. If that's like along like the legacy or the Watchmaker we were following was a nameless.
Mikhail Char Legler.
There it is.
The Watchmaker.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's actually so interesting. Like all this time, this like grand figure, right? That was seen as like almost like a symbol of like every, you know, like we talk about like symbols in penacony, but this was like the thing that people like aspired to and looked to, you know, which was the Watchmaker. This whole time they were a nameless. This whole time. Like, and I think it's just as well because like we started off the story with Mikhail, just random, you know, notes on the wall about Mikhail and all this stuff. We then went into hearing about Mikhail and like the relationship with the family, and also how people saw the Watchmaker before that. We saw that as like, you know, the Watchmaker was either like an idea, it was like this like symbol for people. Some people saw him as a real thing. Some people saw him as waiting in the shadows, and all this time he was like an actual like. He was the third nameless. This is actually like an incredible way of revealing that as well. Yeah, I was definitely confused in the other part there because I thought they were saying Gallagher was the nameless, but no, it seems to be Mikhail. Yeah, and look at this location, guys. Wait, so meet with the Watchmaker? Are they saying like see his grave? I guess that cutscene as well. The way like this building went down, right? This like building like sunk a bit. But that's the representation of the. Is that the stellar up there then? Man, there's a lot happening. There's a lot happening for sure. Okay, I don't know if I'm ready for this, but I feel like I have to be ready. You know what I mean? I feel like it's one of those things where like, you resting on the chair there? No more. Relaxing here? I see. No more. I'm nervous. I am nervous. I think it's normal to be nervous. Like, look at this. Look at the presence of this area. Look at this. What we're walking up to. It's actually insane. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, what? What is that? What is that? I literally cannot see what it is right now. I'm just... Space anchor? There's gonna be a fight? What is that? Is that a chair? It's a wheelchair. Oh. Wait. Beneath the sea surface of a memory zone, in a garden closest to the full moon in the water, an elderly man rests in a recliner, enveloped in utter silence. The Watchmaker, Mikhail Char legwork, was passed into endless, timeless dream, where no sound could ever awaken him. Wait, so he's not awake?
Sure enough, the Watchmaker
God.
is the third nameless.
Wait!
Even I could guess that one.
Wait! We're just seeing Mikhail like this? But he's dormant. He's like in an endless dream.
The legacy he left behind was a dream bubble. I believe inside that bubble, there's something that holds meaning only for the nameless.
Oh my god, what are we gonna witness in this?
After all, when I checked its contents, I found nothing inside. Maybe some trailblaze runes? Even more enigmatic than me.
The fact that we've led to the point that the Watchmaker could have just left something for the other trailblazers to find. This is what he wanted, trailblazers to find this.
Well, let's have a look.
I'm just amazed that we have like a fully designed Mikhail here. Like, you know, and such an interesting design too, right? Like, just like literally like, I don't think they said a recliner. I just saw the wheels, so I thought it was like a wheelchair, but I guess it might be both. But like, he's just sitting here like this. You know? Dream bubble in hand. As the words cease, Himiko nods ever so slightly in your direction. You take a deep breath and steady your mind. Turn your gaze towards the Watchmaker. Touch the dream bubble in Mikhail's hands. You press your hand against the dream bubble and a thick, viscous memoria converges under strain, then stretches outward from your fingertips as if weaving a delicate web. It gently cradles your palm. A chill travels from your fingertips, carrying you with it a myriad of vibrant and intertwined memories as the experience would suggest. But this time, you see nothing at all. How could this be? The dream bubble is clearly extraordinary. Perhaps the approach was wrong. You think, holding your breath and closing your eyes. With one knee on the ground, you press your forehead against a thin, film-coated memoria. Yet before you there remains an abyss of darkness, no crimson sun descending upon the snow-capped mountains, no gentle laughter, no twinkling stars, no echo of swords clashing, and most of all, no traces of trailblaze. There is nothing, and nothing is there. Indubitably, it is but an empty dream bubble. What? He left behind an empty dream bubble?
Wait, what's going on?
That I did not expect that at all. At all.
Seriously? There's nothing inside this dream bubble?
Cause like I thought we were about to go into like a whole like a domain style place where we were gonna have to like maybe like fight a few creatures, learn about some lore. I wasn't expecting that. Very interesting.
How could a dream bubble be empty?
Just as I suspected.
So Gallagher thought there'd be nothing here.
That old man always had this strange belief in the nameless and the trailblaze. And I never understood where he got that confidence from. Especially since he never managed to get in touch with the Express while he was alive.
Okay, so he had a confidence in the nameless and the trailblazers?
Could never figure out what was going on in that old man's head. But this empty dream bubble is so typical of him. He was always full of weird fantasies and incomprehensible romanticism.
Wait, are you saying it's like an endless thing? Where like it's like... Like it can contain anything or something? Like the romanticism aspect?
That mischievous old man. Well, I didn't expect him to leave anything concrete behind anyway.
So it is legit that he like never expect him to have like some like, you know, direct notes or something as well, because he is such a romantic. That leaving behind an endless empty bubble is normal to Gallagher from his perspective.
I don't think that's the case, Gallagher. I'm sure Mikhail has left us the most precious thing of all.
In what way?
Don't start getting all philosophical on me, all right?
Just as Mikhail believes in the nameless of the future, we unconditionally believe in the nameless of the past. How could they leave with regrets for the future when they were ready to dedicate their lives to the land they loved?
Wait, so she's saying Mikhail believed in us, we believe in the nameless of the past. So is she saying that he left with no regrets? Because he was ready to die for what he believed in.
There must be something contained in this dream bubble. It's just we haven't figured it out yet. You also have faith in the Watchmaker, don't you, Gallagher?
And she's basically saying like she does just have faith in that there is something, right? There has to be something. We just haven't figured it out yet because again, he wouldn't leave without regrets.
Well, I'm a follower of the Enigmata. My philosophy forbids me to have faith in anything.
Oh, for real?
That's why I understand what faith means in the path of Trailblaze. And I also want to know what he left behind.
For sure.
I'll leave it to you guys then.
So, like, okay, let's read over some of this again here as well. So he's saying that like, because he's such a romantic and because he's like, you know, someone who like, it isn't like didn't always deal in like concrete ideas. The idea of like leaving behind something that is kind of like a mischievous thing seemed pretty plausible to Gallagher. But Himiko's saying that because Trailblazers live their lives in a way which is like no regrets, they hope towards the future and they respect the past. The idea of, you know, not having something in this bubble and just leaving this here for no reason doesn't make any sense because they wouldn't want to die without regrets, I guess. And it's about having faith in the Trailblazers, is what Himiko's saying. You know, do you have faith in the Watchmaker? And he's saying, I don't have faith, but I do want to figure out what's in here at least. Very interesting.
Can I borrow your pet? I need to make a trip back
Sleepy?
to Golden Hour and check something at the Dreamscape sales store.
I love how it's just a commuting. This thing that was a terrifying thing we fought originally. Remember we fought that when Black Swan saved us? The thing that we thought killed everyone is now a commuter bus.
It's for Mikhail, and for the future of Penacony.
What?
Welcome to the Reverie Hotel. How
What? We're Boot Hill now? Don Hunk is here. That's crazy. Okay. Wait, Don Hunk is on penacony. Don Hunk is on penacony. Sorry for shouting. Don Hunk is on penacony. He's here right now. Here's our hero penacony. Okay, Don Hunk is here in penacony. Excited. Very excited. That means there's a possibility now with Himiko going back to the golden hour now. There's a possibility that Don Hunk can meet up with Himiko. Oh my god. So I'm playing as Boot Hill. And Don Hunk is back is on penacony. Oh my god. And we got like what? We're only on like the third act. We got like more acts with Don Hunk. Oh my god. Look at Boot Hill just standing here.
Greetings. We're the Nameless from the Astral Express, and we'd like to check in.
Oh my god, Don Hunk. Wasn't his room already taken by Stell?
The Astral Express? But I thought...
Do you not see... He's the prettiest man in the world. Would you not accept him?
Yes, my companion's already checked in. My name is Don Hung, and I believe my personal information is recorded in your system.
It should be, but it was taken, right?
I see, but your companion said you wouldn't be coming due to a change of plans.
Pretty people change their ideas all the time, Ali. I'm just letting you know, okay, Ali? If you're that pretty as Don Hung, you change your plans all the time.
Now the plans.
Look at this guy. Again. Look at Don Hung looking up at him as well. This is such a crazy scene. What we're looking at here.
And you are...
Boot Hill here with his big armor. Oh, I actually like the armor from the side. The robotics from the side. It looks really cool. I love when people do that, by the way, robotics. So what else does this robot need? This cyborg need? Let's give him pecs. Pecs and abs. Your pom-pom? Cool name. Oh my god. Don Hung and Boot Hill doing an infiltration mission here. Yeah. So, this is hilarious. I love this. This could be a movie. Don Hung and Boot Hill infiltrating penacony. Can I say as well, though, like, looking at Don Hung beside Boot Hill, you ask that question, is Don Hung shorter or is Boot Hill tall? And the answer is yes. Okay, guys, I can't stop smiling. I'm so happy to see Don Hung and we're playing as Boot Hill, which is awesome too. I love that, like, I love Don Hung so much that, like, playing as Boot Hill has been overshadowed almost inside. Wait, we're getting to talk to them? No way. But they won't answer. They're in the Dreamflux. Oh, the fear in Don Hung's voice, yeah. Like, you hear that? Like, instant worry, right? It makes sense, right? It makes sense. Like, we know as players, like, where they are, but, like, for Don Hung, it's like, what are you saying? So now we know that they're in the dreamscape, we're just not able to contact them at this moment. Boot Hill, you're very charming, but the way you said that was like, I would not give you I would not give you the number. Give us the room number, and we'll go check on them ourselves. You know, like, it's a little bit cunning and dastardly. This is pretty Boot Hill. This is gorgeous Don Hung. Wait, what? Yeah, you can't do that. Especially since he's about to go meet with the, you know, with, what was the name? Wood? Oh my god, the accent. So sorry about that, guys. I know what's been happening. I think like there's like it happened recently with Hollow Knight as well. Like there was like a space issue. Usually I don't have space issues. Maybe just something like I forgot to like, I don't know, back up or something like that, and it's still on the computer. But we'll see. Usually there's not space issues, but like yeah, I deleted some old stuff or whatever, and it just stopped recording for a second. What's basically happened is, and I think the last thing that was said was, it's actually it's a bit it's here. It's and I'm Pom Pom, the nameless who also I think it's what the last one was. Let me get it up here now. I'll show you exactly what the last one was. What I'm going to do is, though, I think people will definitely like to... we got to, and you are, by the way, with the conversation. I still have my audio, so what I'm going to do is, like, probably, like, you've probably already seen some. I'm gonna get, like, maybe, like, someone to, like, maybe screen record something and upload it to YouTube, or if they can, and I'll ask someone who to do that or whatever, and maybe... like, I can get that clip as well, just so I can, like, show my reaction to, like, him saying, I'm Pom Pom, and maybe some other stuff here, because we didn't really say anything but this was another thing as well, like, my reaction to this as well, but it will all be there. I'm so sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I'm just gonna have to check on my computer a bit as well, because I think it might just be, like, something I forgot to back up, because I record so much, as you guys know, during the week, that, like, it adds up. Like, you're top of, like, putting, like, 200 gigabytes a week, you know, on something, so there could be something, like, on that. So I'll check it out. It shouldn't be too bad. Luckily, nothing was deleted, so it should be okay, right? It should be okay. But yeah, sorry about that, guys. And yeah, sorry about that.
And now it seems you need to confirm our identities before you can contact our companions.
Yeah, 100%. There's like a big cycle here with this stuff too.
It seems so.
Fudge. Look, nothing personal. But if you can't handle this, go find someone else who can, okay?
Well, but he just said like show me the manager. He said show me the manager in this situation.
Please calm down, dear guests. I do recall that Mr. Sunday, the Oak family head, personally handled this issue earlier. Oh, please wait a moment while I contact him.
But you won't be able to contact him either.
I don't think she's trying to give us
not at all. Not at all.
She really just doesn't know what to do.
Oh my god, Don Hung being like what this reminds me was like, you know what, like a you know, when you're on a road trip and like the two parents, and one of the parents is like being a bit like, oh god, this person can't do their job even, like, you know, like they're getting a bit flustered because things have been frustrating all day. They're trying to get truth to some stuff, and then like the other one of the relationship goes, honey, come on now, you know they're just trying to do their job, you know, they're just trying their best, which is true.
I have a bad feeling about this. You tried to contact them on the express earlier, but they didn't respond.
Yeah, 100%. It is a scary situation. Yeah. No, you're right. You're 100% right.
Something doesn't seem right. I need to leave for a moment. You can stay here with the receptionist.
Sure.
Sure thing. Just don't keep me waiting forever.
Oh my god!
He seems pretty worried about his companions. I should give him some space. Stressing out about it won't help anything.
Of course it won't help anything. Yeah, 100%. So we have Boot Hill now, Broken Arrow. Oh my god, look at him. It actually is a very like cool design though, isn't it? It actually is. I wanted to see the back of the hair as well, because again, I genuinely think that sometimes in character designs, you look at a character from the front and it's like, wow, that's such a pretty character. I love the design and all this stuff too. Then you can like look around and you're like, oh, not a big fan of the hair. But I'm saying right now that I've actually seen the back. It's like it's wild, right? It fits I guess the idea of like a cowboy in a way in some ways. I love the flare pants at the bottom as well. Yeah, it does not ruin the design whatsoever. I have made jokes about that in the past though. Like whenever I see like you know, because like, you know, I do love long hair characters, but I love sometimes just being like, what if like we just like snipped the hair a bit, you know, for some characters. But I don't think it ruins the design whatsoever. And I love the flared pants are one of my favorite things ever. Like it's so cool, and he zips them up a tiny bit just to like, you know, add a little bit of a flair to it as well, you know. And then in terms of like his actual like design itself, he does have a pretty face. Love the earring. That's like a bullet. The armor has like, again, I was saying like I wasn't interested in it, but I actually think this is actually kind of like, kind of attractive. like just the idea of like, because from the front it's like, oh yeah, it's battle armor, you know what I mean? But then from here it's like, they put pecs and like, they were like, we gotta create this machine. What will we do? Okay, we have to have like one person's table is like, okay, we have to give it like, you know, these components. Okay, it should be like oiled regularly. Okay, cool. It should be able to withstand bullets. Okay, and Jeremy, what about you? Jeremy, do you have any ideas? If you don't have any ideas, Jeremy, like you're fired. You know, like you haven't come up with ideas in a while. What if we give him like pecs, abs, and a snatched waist? My God, Jeremy, you're getting a promotion. My God. Well done, Jeremy. Yeah, I love this stuff. I actually think the design is cool. It's actually a cool design. And I like his sharp teeth as well, you know? Yeah, like, I'm like, for me, like, as when I say with the hair, like, it's not that, like, I hate long hair on characters. You guys know I love Argenti. I adore, you know, a lot of long hair characters. I think Stell's hair is beautiful. You know, I think it's absolutely stunning as well. I think that, like, Blade's hair is really cool. You know what I mean? I've always like been partial to like a long-haired character. I think just sometimes like it happens sometimes where you're like, oh my God, cool character, and it's like, not too fond of this, because I don't think it ever ruins the character, you know. But here it actually like looks wild. It kind of fits the idea. It has a cool color coding. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Okay, we're gonna end the episode here, guys. I'm gonna come back in the next one with more of. It's called Bullet and Brain, by the way, which is an interesting name for this as well. A lot has happened in this episode. I actually had like a really... Oh, you know what we can actually do? We got a trophy here as well. Let's record the last 30 minutes of this. How far back do we get? Right here. Perfect. So then I can just upload that. And while the audio will be bad, I can upload that. And instead of like, you know, having to find another video, I can literally just use that and use it for the video. And it will sound bad, but at least like it'll be there. You know what I mean? And thankfully, with my recordings, the way things go, if you hear this now, with these recordings,
You were so obsessed with
you can hear my voice.
but I remember your last words.
So this was legwork. Yeah, so you're going to be able to hear my voice. It won't sound great, but you will be able to hear my voice during that scene at the very least. Or I could just mute it and put my audio over it as well. I could do that as well. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Because also as well, the problem with using that audio as well, even though it's only gonna be for like a few minutes, is that there's like all the audio around the place. There's like, you know, different like, you know, you hear birds, you hear like, you know, cleaners outside, you know, the street cleaners and stuff like that as well. So like, you know, you hear a lot of stuff here. By the way, street cleaners makes it sound like I live in like a gated community, doesn't it? No, it's just like, you know, street cleaners, they go around with the machines and stuff, you know, and they're very hard workers. Okay, let's talk about this episode then. I had another fantastic, crazy time as it comes to this episode. Let's stop around here and like, now we could, in fact, I think it's probably a good idea to, how do we do this again? It's this, isn't it? But she also has a mission, right?
Oh, is that a stain?
Yeah.
I like this coat.
So we can actually go to the Astro Express. Yeah, 100%. It's the best place to go to it. Like when I got that suggestion off that person, make yourself known again. Hey, Misha. Just a great suggestion. Thank you so much for that suggestion to come here. It makes sense. It avoids like any like, you know, crazy idle animations and music and stuff like that as well, but it's a good thing as well. So let's talk about like what happened to this. We opened kind of like with us trying to find Robin again, and we met up with like Robin, who was like with a bunch of these kids, and we started with that analogy, I guess, the symbolism of the idea of like what is like the dream. Is it a cage now? Is it actually a prison for these people too? But there's this talk like about the idea of like people in the dreamscape like can learn to fly, but then once they leave this place, they have to learn to survive. And that's what I was saying, where I think it's kind of like a band-aid situation for people that deserve to have like some guidance and like some support, because everyone deserves to live a normal life. You know what I mean? Whether that is like, you know, and the thing is like I have like people 100% in my audience who have autism. You know what I mean? There's people who have like sight impairments. There's people who have grown up like, you know, with different guardians and different parental situations, 100%. And everyone 100% deserves to have and can have. And your life isn't like over. You have like a whole life ahead of you, and you deserve to have that life 100%. And I think that's why I was trying to say there, where it's like I I think there should be more of an effort to make support in the real world for people so they can actually make a more comfortable and happy life for themselves rather than a dreamscape which allows people to quote unquote fly. You know what I mean? If you get what I'm saying, if that makes sense. At least that's the way I would put it anyway. Yeah, there was like the stuff with Robin there, like that's what kind of screamed to me, is this idea that where like she definitely cares so much and showcased her character and how much she cared about these kids and how much she was helping them, like, to teach them how to sing. And it's interesting that they use her singing to these kids and helping them sing right before she says, I'm not going to sing for the Charmony Festival, because she's not going to use her voice for this, right? Because then it's like saying, like, I'll use my voice for good. This is what using your voice for good is. And this is what using your voice for bad is. She also described as well how, like, there's, like, a corruption in the Harmony. And because of all the stuff that's happening and the exploitation of the people in Penacony, the Harmony is no longer has this synergetic relationship with Penacony. And now the Harmony around her is corrupted. And it's also taken back Robin's voice, because it's like, hey, you're not doing this the right way. I didn't teach you how to do this stuff. This is wrong what you're doing. And I think it actually, like, makes a lot of sense that would happen. And now that's one of the reasons why she kind of, like, doesn't want to use her voice, is because she knows that this thing is wrong, what's happening in Penacony. They had the bird image, which I think is one of the most beautiful scenes in the game. And that's where, like, the Dream Master was looking at was talking to them, who brought them to Penacony. And it was just about, like, again, I think the bird is like an analogy for probably Robin and her feelings about, even though she can't sing, she deserves to fly. Even though these kids, you know, have, like, differences in them, and it's not like, you know, they have, like, you know, they have differences. They're different. That doesn't mean they don't deserve to fly either, you know? Nice. And she holds this perfect symbol in her hand of something that is so apparent to Penacony, which is this idea of, like, oh, well, we'll keep people in a cage for now, but then eventually they'll be able to fly for themselves. That's probably the original plan for the idea of the dreamscape, a place, a refuge. But obviously that changed over time, as we've learned a lot. We're going to learn a little bit later on in this thing as well. I'm trying to go through the timeline as I usually do. That it actually was, like, more of a more harrowing idea than we even thought it was, basically, in that sense. And I think, like, that it's a... I think the idea behind that as well was also, like, the different, like, what Robin saw as, like, you know, like, the idea of, like, oh, people should be able to fly, should be able to live on, people should have their lives. And, like, also the idea that in some cases people in the real world will just get destroyed, and that's why, like, I guess the original idea of the Penacony, which is like, hey, like, you know, you can live here if you're, you know, whoever you are, and you can fly, you can walk, you can do all this stuff, and for some people that is a big deal. But as I said, I think, you know, the real reason is people should learn to live their own lives, and Acheron was saying that idea too, where it's like, hey, like, you need to, like, learn how to live for yourself as well. And I know she didn't say it directly, but I do think it's like, hey, people being complacent, people never moving on, people never learning to do anything because they're just, like, you know, put in this beautiful dream. Gallagher woke up Sunday, and in that moment, I loved the way Sunday's voice actor was acting. I love he had this expression of just, like, instant, just like, oh, I'm alive. Where's Robin? That shows how much he cares about her. But then there was also a disdain and a bitterness towards Gallagher. Of course, like, I'm not dead. You tried to kill me. What is going on here? Towards Gallagher. And you can kind of tell Gallagher right away when they woke up. I could kind of tell, like, what's happening here is actually, like, not what we thought it was. It's not going to be a situation where he was trying to trick us again or something like that. You know what I mean? It was actually a situation where he clearly wanted, like, you know, we had mutual benefits, and we even taught that as well as, like, the idea who would, like, want to, like, you know, figure out what's happening with the family more than anyone. It's Robin and Sunday, right? Especially with all the stuff that the family has done to Robin and Sunday, and done to Sunday as well, and how much disrespect they've given to Sunday as well at the same time too. But it was an interesting conversation as well, because we were trying to ascertain, like, how Gallagher felt about this, and then even, like, Firefly came up and was like, yo, like, listen, everyone deserves an explanation at this point. And she had, like, a bit of an angry face on her as well after everything was happening too. And that's when we got to go up, like, to the dead Trailblazers, the ones who had passed on. And Jesus Christ, the biggest revelations that you could have there in that moment, that this whole time, that what was, like, kind of like, I guess not improving, but, like, creating Penacony at such a rapid pace was the Stellaron. They utilized the Stellaron to make this place even bigger and grander in that sense. While Mikhail had like no idea they were doing this and kind of just trusted the family were kind of doing it while Mikhail was like none the wiser. And it is like, the analogy I used was like they had a dreamscape already, but they injected steroids into it, and all of a sudden they were able to like make these grand places, these gigantic locations. And because of that, and I'm guessing because of that, that's why he felt a betrayal with the family, was like this lying and this deceitfulness, and what they'd done to Penacony was not what Mikhail originally wanted for this place either, as the Watchmaker. Gallagher also revealed that he obviously invited everyone here. He's the one who's the deputy to the Watchmaker. He invited everyone here not only just to see if anyone could solve the Celeron crisis, but also so the traitor of the family could reveal themselves amongst the chaos. Because as we said, during chaos, there is situations where people show their hand because they get nervous and stuff as well. And that makes sense that they would want to do that at the same time too. And it was, even after that, we found out that the stage that has been above us this whole time, this gigantic symbol of Penacony, the thing that people have looked forward to, the Harmony Festival, the thing that is the representation of the Harmony Festival, the Charmony Festival, I should say, is the Celeron itself. That is the location of the Celeron. And the location we're standing on, Penacony, the Dreams, the Golden Hour, all these locations, they are literally a walking Celeron disaster. Like, can you imagine, like, again, like, that's so impressive about this game to me. They turned some stuff on their head once again. Not only is the Watchmaker's legacy now the Stellaron, right? That turns everything on its head. It's no longer, it used to, like, what we were looking for this whole time, and now we know Elio's been wanting us to find more, the Stellaron once again. But it's like, also, the place we've been walking this whole time, the place we've been, like, looking at all the fun fairs, the shops, the beautiful location, this golden place. When we landed here, we were so amazed by this place. We were walking through a Stellaron disaster, a pop-up Stellaron disaster, basically, this whole time. And I think the reason why that's impressive to me is because beforehand, our idea of Stellaron disaster was, look what it's doing to Xian Shou. Oh my god, look what it's done to Balabog. All this horrible, horrible stuff. But on the surface, Penacony is actually, like, a very, like, beautiful place. So for us, it was like, oh, like, this isn't so bad, you know, this is actually like a beautiful, not this isn't so bad, it's like, oh, this is gorgeous. But now we look back and we're like, oh my god, like, this is not only the result of a Stellaron, the result of the families using the Stellaron, but also it is a walking disaster. It is the equivalent of what happened in Balabog with the snow, but it's just that it has a better appearance to us, which is kind of, like, interesting to note as well. It's not only that the Stellaron is like is on the stage, which is a huge thing. Again, it changes everything. It's not only that the Stellaron is a part of Penacony itself at the same time, like it's a walking disaster, or in that sense too. It's also that the exploitation of the people in the Golden Hour and in Penacony is something that has been going on for years. And the power that has been powering Penacony is people's indulging in the dreamscape, and then eventually them being taken as fuel for the dreamscape. Which means it 100% is another cage for people in Penacony. It is a place that is meant to make you indulge. And well, we originally knew it was like a place where they wanted people to indulge and like to stay there and to be happy there. As you know, but we didn't know, like, we thought it was just because, hey, like, we want Penacony to thrive, you know, and they did want to thrive, but in a different way. We thought it was like kind of like, oh, they just want people to be here because, like, it's a business and they make money and stuff like this as well. But it actually is that if they leave, and if people leave, Penacony stops getting fuel and Penacony ceases to exist. So when they're always saying, like, when they don't want any secret to get out, it's also because they know that they need the lives and souls of these people to indulge in Penacony. What a dark thought. It, again, changes everything. Our perception of Penacony went from, oh, this is like a beautiful dreamscape. Oh, this is an interesting thing. Oh, there's a dark secret here, though. There's something beneath this as well. Oh, there's a thing called the Watchmaker's legacy. There's the stuff with, like, the family and Gallagher. Oh, was Gallagher betraying Sunday? Oh, was Sunday dead? Everything we thought we knew last chapter has changed completely. It's all on its head. And it's all thanks to Acheron and Aventurine basically opening up this thing so Firefly can meet up with us again. That we know all this stuff. We walked through Penacony and saw this beautiful location. We saw the stage and thought it was gorgeous. I think I even said it was gorgeous. We heard of the Watchmaker's legacy and thought it was like just this symbol, this symbolic thing. We, you know, we learned about, like, them wanting people to stay in Penacony because they wanted the secrets to be there. But slowly, surely, I don't want to say it sounds like it was all beautiful, because we knew there was secrets going on. But there's some stuff I still thought was like going to be intact. Like the stage was like a beautiful symbol and all this stuff too. But it all eventually, it was slowly coming to a thing where we were like, oh, there's some, yeah, we knew there was something going on here. Obviously we did. Look at the stuff that happened with Venturine. Look at the stuff that they happened with the Dream Master. Look at the stuff that happened with Sunday. Look at the stuff that was happening with the quote unquote death. But everything has changed. The death has changed. The idea of death has changed. The idea of like what penacony is has changed. The idea of like how penacony was created has changed. The idea of the betrayal of Micah has changed completely. All of that is different. Every bit of it. The reason why people are kept here changed. Everything's changed. It's all different. And it's perfect writing, by the way. The most beautiful location in the world. Having the darkest secrets. It's perfect writing. Perfect writing. I'm actually like incredibly impressed by what they did with that there. Gallagher reveals that at first I thought he was saying he was the trailblazer, but it's actually that Mikhail was the last trailblazer. Nice. And Mikhail has this dream bubble that is somewhat like a I don't know how you would say it. Like it's empty, I guess. It's an abyss. Gallagher believes it's just a nothingness because Mikhail was always like this kind of like romantic kind of like weirdo, endearing weirdo. But actually, Himiko being Himiko perks us all up and goes, this isn't just nothing. He's a trailblazer. They don't just leave nothing behind. You know, they believe in the future and they believe in the past. He would have left something for people and he would have left with no regrets. Which I love Himiko perking everyone up in that sense too. Absolutely adore it. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, so we have that bubble, whatever's going to happen with that. And before that as well, we got talked about the idea of like going to talk with the Dream Master, right? I might be getting the idea of Dream Master wrong. Maybe I'm getting the phrase wrong. If I am, like, it's okay. But to talk to Wood, right? Go for Wood. And Sunday's going to do that too. Welt wants to make sure Sunday isn't going to betray anything because I think the situation is like very, very important to note is that like while like we trust Robin and stuff because as well, Sunday also, we don't know him that well. We don't know Robin that well either. I think it's safer to be like, for two things. Yes, they probably won't try as much funny things with Welt there. We don't know that. I still think he was pretty brave to try. He was going to try stuff with Acheron. So if he's going to try stuff with Acheron, he might try stuff with Welt. But also at the same time too, having like a trailblazer there makes sense as someone who's like a middle person, like a negotiator, especially someone who is like friends with the IPC and also friends with the family. It makes sense that having someone there who is also friends with the family and the IPC there makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. And he could be that kind of middle person there as well in this situation too. Welt also talked about like how we had that signal, right? That transmitter. So I might be like a bit mixed up with it, but it's okay. Either it's going to send a signal to Adventurine or it's going to send a signal from Adventurine to the IPC. And either way, like that's going to be a beautiful thing. If Topaz finds us, that's going to be interesting. If Adventurine finds us, we're going to explode. You know what I mean? It's all this stuff as well. Like all these things happening in one go with the story. And it's so interesting to like, you know, to think what could happen with certain things. What's going to happen with the bubble? What's going to happen with the meeting with Go for Wood? What's going to happen with the transmitter? Is Sunday going to be like someone who's going to fight against the family? Is he going to realize that Go for Wood is actually not like totally maybe on his side? When's Acheron going to show back up again? What truly, in terms of like, we know what happened to Adventurine, but like, could Adventurine still be out there? Is Topaz going to show up again? There's like so many different like different things all mixed into one, and I loved as well. By the way, one of my favorite things throughout this whole story was March asking Welt not to show up to that meeting because again, that's her dad. It's like, please don't. You know what I mean? I don't want you to do that. You know, but he's like, I can do this. You know, because there's so much care for everyone in the Trailblazers as well. It's such a beautiful thing, and we ended on having like Don Hung and Boot Hill there, which is fantastic. And Don Hung showing the concern in his voice. Of course he's concerned. Oh, you can't contact him. That's very scary. He's going off to check something for himself. I love that Don Hung is like the only person who could be calm around someone like Boot Hill, who is like, you know, a very interesting character. I also love that, again, shows the charming personality of Boot Hill. He was getting angry at this person. Again, you shouldn't get angry at people who work in service or in hotels or anything like that. People are just trying their freaking best. They really are. Obviously, it's different if like someone insults you, but like, you know, they're just trying their best. It's like the thing, the biggest walking red flag is someone who's like rude to like a waiter or something, you know what I mean? But I think as well, they showcased here, if I'm not wrong, that Buddha is actually just like trying to push things along so aggressively because he's like, something's wrong here. If you can't contact like your crew, there's something definitely up here. And we know there's something up here. So then Don Hung is going off to find out something else. And we have to figure out what's going to happen in that situation too. I'm loving what's happening here. So many things have been turned on their head. So many things have changed. So many beautiful moments. So many beautiful analogies and symbols. The crux of this whole thing is that penacony is a pile of fear and it's a prison amongst itself. It's a terrifying location, and I think they've written this so well. I think the writing of this is so well to make a place that's so perfect. Not only just have a seedy underbelly, because we already knew how to seedy underbelly, but not only that, but be a walking Stellaron disaster is incredible writing, because it turns what our perception is of a Stellaron disaster on its head. It changes it completely. Every single time now, we've had a different idea of what a Stellaron disaster can be in each world. There's also a suggestion in this episode as well, by the way, that there could be like a like something like Ventilia's powering this up as well with the Stellaron, but then that was just a suggestion that was made as well. We'll see where that goes as well with that stuff too. Nice. I think this is so well written, and I love the emotions. I love Firefly wanting to hang out with us again. I love the idea of like her like being a little bit aggressive towards Gallagher and explanations. I love Robin and Sunday's exasperated reunion. The way they like almost were holding their breaths for so long, and it felt like they finally were gasping for air when they met each other. It really felt that way to me. I love Don Hung and Boot Hill's dynamic already. I think it's such a funny dynamic and such a beautiful dynamic as well. It's going to be really funny going forward. Like, again, we love odd couples. We love them so much. I think as I said, the March relationship with Welt there was so lovely to see as well. Himiko's upbeat attitude that always like, and very like leadership, that she takes a leadership role all the time, like was so amazing to see as well. She was so fantastic in that sense too. And it really gives you inspiration as well. I feel like when she takes that leadership role, it's fantastic. Gallagher kind of like being this character who's still a bit like, like I'll believe when I see it, but he's also willing to kind of like, take those steps with us. Robin being a character who is so inspirational and someone who really respects the idea of like what the Harmony had given her in terms of that synergetic relationship, so to the point that she's not even going to sing on a stage that isn't a morally good stage. It isn't a stage that benefits the people. Like, there's so many different emotions and so many different things going on here with people's emotions in this game as well. It really is. And also, I think it's really interesting seeing the design of Mikhail. I didn't think we were going to see Mikhail, but it's cool that we did. Guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. Really enjoyed this. Next episode's next Thursday, as always. And I appreciate you guys for coming along for this journey, as you always do. You're amazing. If you want to become a patron, you can become a patron at any tier. There's $1 all the way up to 15. I think it's 150 to 1750. It's €1 to €15, I think, as well, because I have it in euro because I live in Europe. But that's why it's like different for Americans probably. But that's what it is. And then you can also become a YouTube member down below, which also gets some perks as well. So if you want to check that out too, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. And thank you so much to TieFire2, Jamie Bull, Janet the Banana, The Ghost in Uzuma, Felicious Felix, Ewald, Radish, Anusta, Lix Markey, The Assassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Selson, Leon, High Casparian, Jared Beanham, and the highest tier on my YouTube, World Gamer 7 and Blasco, and I'll see you all so soon. Bye-bye.